Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2022 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of March, and this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome, everyone. As always, I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to be here and for all that you do in support of this YouTube channel. Your likes, shares, subscribe, support, donations, feedback, comments, those of you who reach out for personal readings. All of it is greatly welcome and greatly appreciated. Thank you. So Scorpio, this reading is for you for the last 2 weeks of March 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Scorpio. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio. It's a general reading, so of course it'll resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus for additional insight and perspective. And if you find that something does resonate with you enough that you would like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something, get some guidance, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and you can also get that contact info by clicking the description link, the arrow attached to this video. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what the last 2 weeks of March look like for you. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with Legacy of the Divine. And we begin with the Five of Cups. Some sorrow, some loss, some grief. Not all is lost. She's grieving over whatever was in the 3 cups, whatever that represents or symbolizes, but there's still 2 cups upright and full. So some loss of some kind, some regret perhaps. Temperance, with temperance, balance, moderation, neither too much of one thing nor too much of the other. This is like, this combination of cards, Scorpio, is, working on maintaining your balance and not, being rash or spontaneous, or allowing them to push you or pull you into maybe doing something you might later regret, because there's already some sorrow and regret here. Just maintaining your balance through, some loss of some kind. It's not a total loss, but a loss of some kind will clarify. Kind of maintaining balance and making sure, as temperance. Temperance is about doing things in a harmonious way. No spontaneous or impulsive actions here. Because sometimes when we're going through difficult, I think I just went through this with Aquarius's reading too. When we're going through, difficult or challenging times, sometimes our anxiety or stress or fear can cause us to make spot decisions or choices that we later regret. So none of that here. Next we have the Two of Cups, soulmate, kindred spirits, best friends, karmic connections. With the Ten of Wands, being at the end of your rope, feeling overwhelmed, a difficult cycle coming to an end or needing to come to an end, as tens represent cycle ending here. Something has just become, you've just been carrying something for far too long. In regards to a best friend or partner of some kind. Next we have the King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, showing up as a king but could be a female. This is the King of Air, the King of Intellect, someone smart, educated, intelligent, probably well-spoken, a very direct speaker. I feel like this person is in a positive position of some kind or a helpful position. With the Three of Wands, feeling more positive, hopeful, and optimistic about the future. This is somebody who's acting in a positive way in your life and whatever the situation is in the last 2 weeks of March, Scorpio. The Three of Wands represents having done some of the footwork, put in some of the groundwork, laid the foundation for something, you're feeling pretty positive about it, and it also makes you feel much better about the future. It's more of a gestative, patient, waiting for results to pay off kind of card. And this King of Swords appears to be in a helpful position. It might be in a concrete, helpful way, or just in a verbal, emotionally positive sort of way. For example, saying, look, you've done this already so far, and this is all right. You're going through a little bit of a difficult, challenging time right now, but you're not alone. We're going to get through this. This is like waiting for a brighter future, but not in vain. You've already done some of the footwork, and you're waiting for better things moving forward. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks of March is the priestess, the high priestess. So paying attention to your intuition, your gut instinct, higher self, whatever you prefer to call it, is going to be particularly important during the last 2 weeks of March. Because that's about trusting your intuition, which is our connection to the divine, which, you know, our gut instinct is what kind of tells us, oh yeah, everybody says I should do this, but I feel that I should do this. Or, you know, it's through which we get inspirations or just kind of a sense of knowing whether we should do this thing or that thing or not. I feel like right now, again, this feels quite similar to Aquarius, but you know, I've noticed folks out there in doing the mid-month readings that there's been more of a shift of a focus on, you know, material and financial things, as well as how they affect the other areas of our life too, probably because of, you know, inflationary costs and everything going up in the world right now. So this may be a reflection of that too, because it feels like there's some challenge, maybe some loss here, but it's not the time to make any spontaneous or hasty decisions that are driven by fear and anxiety. And like with a lot of the other signs, there looks to be help and positivity around you, particularly related to this one person, this King of Swords. So let's clarify a little bit. Let's clarify that High Priestess. The Seven of Cups, staying focused on, you know, the Seven of Cups is a very idealistic card. It represents looking at the promise and potential of something and focusing only on the positive aspects of that. The Five of Coins, insufficiency and lack, financial and material insufficiency and lack perhaps. And Faith, which is called the Hierophant in other decks. And here it's more of an actual attachment to having faith in something. So this is like your intuition as guided by God, Spirit, angels, and guides, kind of telling you that there's a sense of knowing that even through whatever difficulties or hardship or sadness you might be facing right now, it's temporary. You're going to get through this. There's still options and potential and possibility in front of you, but it really is just a question of having faith, which I said in a similar sort of reading yesterday in one of the general readings. I don't remember who. I think maybe one of the air signs, that it's, you know, this is one of those trickier readings to do, whether general or personal, of just advising patience during a difficult or trying or painful time when you can see that the end is around the corner. It's not too far off. It's just a question of kind of staying patient and focused, and in the meantime not doing anything rash or spontaneous, you know, and just focusing on the fact you're going to get through this and things are going to be better moving forward. Clarify the Five of Cups with Temperance. The Eight of Coins, work, worker bee, projects, your career, money, school. So there may have been some loss in this area. The Eight of Coins is governed by the element of earth, which governs usually the concrete things in our life. So there's been some loss or a lessening of something. It's not a complete loss, because with the Five of Cups, there's still two cups upright and full. It may be, I don't know, hours have been cut or pay has been cut, or if you have your own business, maybe business is lessened right now because of, you know, prices going up everywhere. We also have the Hanging Man, though. This is a combination that Aquarius got too. The Hanging Man is a card of being in stasis or limbo, or feeling like you're in stasis or limbo because you're watching something playing out. This is a card that represents taking no direct movement forward, making no, this is a card of waiting and watching to see how something plays out. It's not taking action. It's deliberately not taking action because something is still in motion. Something is still playing out. It might be uncomfortable. You know, you might want to run in and do this, do that, do the other thing, which we sometimes are prompted to do, especially during times of fear and anxiety and uncertainty. But the Hanging Man says, this is only temporary. Things are still playing out. Don't do anything rash yet, or don't make any decisive changes yet. which is pretty much what Temperance is. Clarify the Two of Cups. Two of Cups with the Ten of Wands. This might be some relationship difficulty for some of you, or maybe some of you might be feeling that your partner or best friend isn't being a good partner or friend, isn't helping take some of the pressure off of you or helping you shoulder it. It's interesting. The Ten of Cups is already clarified by the Two of Cups is already clarified by the Ten of Wands, and while I'm shuffling to clarify further the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands flipped out of the clarifying deck. So yeah, there's a sense the Ten of Wands tends to represent ends of cycle or cycle achievement or coming full circle. The Ten of Wands represents somebody who has been shouldering a burden for a long, long time and they simply can't anymore. It's got to come to an end. So there's some issues perhaps within a partnership where it feels like it's uneven. No one person in a partnership should feel like they're carrying the weight of everything, but it appears here that you do. Let's clarify that. The Ten of Coins, long-term stability and security. The Six of Coins, gift giving and gift receiving, but it's often considered the breadcrumb card. The Knight of Cups, yeah, offers and opportunities. This is like, it feels like within a relationship, partnership, best friendship, it feels like you're under a lot of stress and strain, probably financially, materially for many of you, and you don't feel like you're getting the kind of help and support from your partner that you need. It's kind of like only a little bit, only here and there, or they say they love you or are there for you, but in the end it doesn't really manifest in any kind of real or practical way for you, particularly financially and materially. It almost feels like you feel like you're in a relationship or partnership with someone, but the way that you actually function day to day is as if you were not in a relationship, you know, like you're not getting the kind of support that you need and you're tired of it. Interesting. Let's clarify the King of Swords with the Three of Wands. This King of Swords that's showing up in a positive, helpful position. The Three of Cups, best friends, kindred spirits, social energy, positive connections in your community. This is a friend or someone who is a positive, influential member of your community, social community perhaps. Somebody you get along with quite well. Let's clarify the Three of Wands. It's almost like somebody saying, we're going to get through this and we'll celebrate again. You might even be celebrating then. Three of Wands. The Ten of Cups, the Happy Home card. Remember, the Three of Wands is kind of that patient waiting card. You've seen some things come into fruition and you're feeling much better about what's coming in the future. The Ten of Cups, happy home, white picket fence, the sun, an alleviation of all of this stress, anxiety, worry, heaviness, energy, restrictions. The Page of Cups, helpful, positive, loving messages. Yeah, this King of Swords is just showing up in a positive way to help. I mean, for some of you, it might just be verbal. It might be like, okay, let's go out and let's have a good time. Or somebody that is saying, don't isolate, don't get too depressed. Let's get together. Let's go out and enjoy ourselves. And remember that, that it's going to get better. We're going to get through this. It sounds like a commercial, right? We're going to get through this together, right? All the platitudes, but they actually mean something. This person here is part of that, whether it's just in a verbal and emotional way, or whether it's in the form of practical support, or just kind of making you come out and kind of socialize a bit so that you get, distracted and kind of remember that we are all in this together and we're going to get through it together as well. There's not too much else that I'm picking up about these relationship difficulties, so because of that Ten of Wands twice, it feels like this is a situation which has been going on for some time and is probably going to still be in play for a while. While we do have 2 10s with it, I don't necessarily see a breakup or anything like that. It just feels like, I'm kind of getting this weary feeling like, in addition to all this other stuff, and I can't get the support and that I need from my partner as well. That's just for those of you who are in a relationship of that kind. It's just not enough. It may be something you want to address, but it doesn't look like it's prominent here in the sense that it gets resolved, although there may be a conversation about it. Like with a lot of the signs I've found for mid-month, it looks like, in a lot of ways and in different aspects, to different degrees of intensity. It's kind of a challenging time for everyone, financially, materially, which always affects the rest of our emotional life, relationship, home and family, all of that. It's a challenging time in the world right now. But I don't see this particular thing lasting for too much longer, and like many of the other signs, it also, Scorpio, looks like you have some love and support and encouragement around you. So I'm going to leave it there. Ask for any final messages, guidance, and advice for Scorpio for the last 2 weeks of March. The Nine of Coins, financial and material self-sufficiency, empowerment, independence, not having to rely on anyone else. The Knight of Coins, my slow and steady knight. You'll get there one step at a time. It's not happening quickly, but you are getting there. This is slowly but surely getting to a better place, particularly those of you who are having issues or difficulties financially and materially. The High Priestess again, and the Three of Wands again. This is knowing intuitively it's going to get better. It's just this little bit that we have to get through. Okay, Scorpio, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of March. I hope you found them helpful, hopeful, positive, or at least gave you some food for thought. Again, if any of this resonates with you enough that you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something, get some guidance, feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be happy to hear from you and also to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the April general readings. Stay safe and well until then. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.